Hi Collective, welcome back. Now this is for those of you who are in no contact, okay, no calls, no messages, but you still keep feeling their energy around you. So today let's dive in and let's see what's their current energy, okay, what they are thinking about you, and will there be any next move towards this connection. Okay, so let's get started. Now this person is still dwelling on the past. All right, I'm seeing someone who's been replaying what happened over and over again in their mind. The words, the arguments, even the silence between you two. Now, there's definitely guilt here, okay, regret, and a sense of, I should have handled this situation better, I should have done better, something like that, okay. Now, they know that the way things ended wasn't fair to you, and they definitely carrying that weight right now. All right, now but instead of facing it, they try to bury it. Okay, now we do have the five of cups and the star in reverse here, and this is telling me that they have lost hope. All right, they feel the damage is already done, like it's too late to fix what's broken. Okay, now they want to believe things could go back to how they were, but that little flame of hope has dimmed because they think you won't accept them anymore. All right, they are starting to lose faith in this connection. Okay, and they are afraid you have outgrown them. Okay, now instead of taking action, all right, instead of taking action towards you, okay, they have gone into stalker mode. All right, now we do have the page of swords here. Okay, this person is watching you, checking your social media, reading your captions, even rereading your old messages or the last conversation you had. Okay, now it's like they're trying to decode decode they are trying to decode hidden meanings. Okay, trying to see if there's any small signs that shows that you still care for them. Okay. Some of them even replay your voice notes, your videos, your pictures. Okay, it's a mix of nostalgia and torture for them. All right, now we do have the Knight of Wands reverse here. Okay, and this shows that they want to reach out, okay, but fear and ego are holding them back. Okay, they are inconsistent. All right, one day they tell themselves our message, okay, and the next day probably they talk themselves out of it. All right, or they might be typing, deleting, typing again, deleting again. Okay, and you know what triggered this overthinking? Okay, it might be something you recently post. All right, maybe a story, a quote, or even a video. Okay, whatever it was, it gave them the impression that you have stopped giving them the attention, that validation. Okay, it's like you don't give a damn anymore. All right, it's like showing they are feeling like you have detached emotionally here. Okay, and honestly that showed them. All right, now because they always believe you'll come back first. Okay, and that energy is very very heavy in this reading. All right, they always believe you'll come back first. Now at the beginning, this person was very very confident. All right, they thought you will eventually fall. Okay, because they knew how much space they occupy in your heart. But guess what? You did not. All right, you stayed silent, you didn't chase, and that silence is deafening to them. Okay, deafening to them. And honestly, I'm very very proud of you. Okay, I really do. Why? Because you stood your ground. Okay, you show them your love is not desperate, that your energy is valuable, and that's very very important. All right, that's very important. Okay, and that is also what made them lose confidence now. Okay, now we do have the Nine of Swords here, and this is telling me this person is losing sleep. Okay, they are anxious, restless, overthinking every possible outcome. Now they might stroll at night, thinking about what you're doing, who you might be with, whether you have replaced them, okay? But their pride won't let them admit it, okay? Their pride will never let them admit it. So what's their next move then? Okay, now we have 8 of Wands over here. So it's telling me that there's a very strong possibility of communication coming in soon. Okay, it might be sudden, all right, a message, a call, you know, or even a comment out of nowhere. Okay, now but here's the thing though, with the Queen of Cups reverse here. Okay, now this communication will comes from an, you know, emotional impulse, okay, not emotional maturity, no. Okay, now they can't handle the silence anymore, all right? They just need to know if that door is still open for them. Okay, so you have to know they are not reaching out to build stability. Okay, they are reaching out to ease their own anxiety. All right, there's a difference here. Okay, and beside the Queen of Cups, we do have 10 of Pentacles in reverse here. Okay, and this confirms that, you know, this person is still not ready for a true long-term commitment. Okay, now they have emotional instability here. All right, maybe financial or family issues, or simply, you know, lack of direction in life as of now. Okay, and with the Four of Swords here, this is telling me that, you know, even after reaching out, they may retreat again. Okay, once they realize the connection requires real effort. All right, so this could be, you know, one of those hot and cold situations. Okay, they show up, they test the waters, and then disappear again. Okay, so now with the we do have Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so with this Queen of Wands, now you are reminded to stand tall in your power. Okay, because you have already come so far, darling. So don't dim your light for someone who's still learning how to find theirs. Okay, remember to keep your boundaries strong. All right, keep your self-worth high, and continue pouring that love back into yourself. All right, now let them come to you correctly. Okay, not out of loneliness, not out of guilt, okay, but out of genuine growth here. Okay, now and when they do, all right, and when they do, if you still feel that this connection deserves another chance, okay, then, you know, it will be your decision. All right, that will be your decision. Okay, all right, so I hope this reading helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe. By the way, I do free yes no tarot questions. So if you do have questions for me, turn on your notifications and join my live. All right, and as of now, please take good care of yourself, and I will see you in my next reading. Take care.